quick movie review here for 1 Hour Photo, which is a film I saw on YouTube for free. And it was good. I liked it. And I heard of this movie. I watched an analysis some time ago, a long time ago, about it. And but it was nice to actually finally watch it, the actual film in full, and so that was nice. I enjoyed watching this. I like this movie. I like the what's it called? The performance that he gives. Yeah, he does. He develops the photos for people, and it makes sense that there would be people to be the regulars. They even have this moment where he describes like the types of people that get in coming to the photos, and he said like the parents, the new parents. A lot of photos. We're always getting them. We're getting a lot of photos from the parents. And then we get the amateur pornographer, amateur porn photos. They're getting lawyers. They said there's one guy, he's a lawyer. He's always, in all his photos, is car accidents. That's all he needs. He's deciding this. Insurance claim. That's what it was. It wasn't a lawyer. It was an insurance guy. He needs the photos for the insurance. Oh, my car got this little nick on it. This little thing happened to it. But, you know, it was nice. Robin Williams, he plays this guy. He's sad. He's lonely. He's alone. You know, there's a moment where the woman, he goes to I guess it's kind of awkward, the reaction a little. But I like that he took a little risk there. Maybe he doesn't often take risks socially like this, and that's why part of the reason why he ends up alone. But he does that. He decides, let me go sit close to this person, sort of try to initiate a conversation, a hi, a hello. He even did this with a dad too. He said, "Oh, you're him," and the guy obviously he's confused, but then he's like, he explains like, "I'm your photographer. I'm Sai, the photo guy. I do your photos. Did all your photos actually." And so how do I know who you are? Well, I recognize you because of the photos. I'm always doing your photos. It's him. Yoshi is that's his assistant. Although we don't see much of him. So I think it's Sai that does all the work, I guess. Although Yoshi, he's an assistant to him, and he did, how do you call, when he quits, he said like, "Thank you for teaching me, Sai. You know, thank you for teaching me everything to what to know." I guess they're coworkers for like, you know, quite a while. So him just leaving up like that, it was a bit of a sad departure, right, so to speak. But what was I thinking of in my head? What was I thinking of? Oh my god, what was I thinking of? Yeah, when he goes to talk to the woman, the guy's wife, and she's, how do you call? So I was like thinking in my head, what was she doing? She's on the phone with someone. She finishes the phone call. She starts talking with Sai. Now, when he pulls out the book and she says, "Well, wait, I can't believe you're reading that," I can't help but think that he saw it somewhere, and it was like he used that as bait to get her to open up to him a little more, perhaps. Sort of psychology thing. Like, oh, you like something that I like? Well, now I'm intrigued by you. And I guess, you know, because he's a guy, it's like a romance. Like, not a romance novel, but I guess she makes a comment like, I wouldn't have expected that you would be reading that. Oh, I really like that. And then in the book, which maybe it has some weight in the film, I don't know, but he says, you know, the things that we fear have already happened to us. Is that, like, you fear a car accident, but you never been in a car accident, does it? I don't know. To me, that, okay, it doesn't really make sense to me. I don't find it such a profound statement, this thing that this author said, apparently. But, you know, he says that line, and I can't help but think maybe there's some reason why he says in the film, right? With Sai, yeah, we know he doesn't have, he has a photo. We do have a scene where he's looking through like his family photos, and he does pull out one with his mother and this woman. This woman is young, but like, yeah, when I first saw it, I was thinking girlfriend, but then it's like, no, he's not that old. This movie's like what, early 2000s, and then I looked at it as 2002. So this guy, like, there's no way that's his girlfriend. Unless he had a girlfriend. Maybe he got a girlfriend that's older and she somehow got a picture. But no, it turns out it's his mom. And I like when he says, like, you know, when she asks him, you have a woman, you have this and that. He says no. But I have a picture of my mom. He kind of says it in sort of this kind of exciting, childish kind of way. I like that he said it He shows it. Oh, that's nice. I guess sort of a way to broker the ice and to bond and connect right in that moment. Robin Williams. He captures that ode of loneliness and longing for a family and feeling like it. The character really, you really feel the vibe, like kind of sadness with this film. With the 1 hour photo. Now, what was I thinking of in my head? I was thinking of something. Besides what I just mentioned already, I was thinking of something and I can't quite remember it right now. I was like, that car's headlights are on, but I'm looking through the window and there's nobody there. So maybe she left her headlights on. She didn't notice. It was like a mom. I think it was a mom and her kid that came out of that car. Oh shit, that's maybe not the best, but should be okay. They'd probably be fine. Parking lights, perhaps that's what they're called. The Jeep parking next to me. Jeep's pretty nice. Pretty nice, the Jeep. Now, what was I thinking of in my head? I was thinking of something, and I can't quite find the words. I can't quite find it at the moment. I'm trying to look for in my head what I'm thinking about. And the reason being is because, you know, he killed himself. This guy killed himself. The late Robin Williams. Can we even say late? I mean, it's been a while since he's been dead, but you know, this guy, and so to him to play a movie where he's like this sad, depressed, I don't know if he's necessarily depressed, but the vibe of this man, he's alone, he's lonely, and then he killed himself. And one of the things Robin said was, you know, I think he said the worst thing to not being alone, it's having people around you that make you feel alone. He had this saying, maybe it's like a bit of relation, like he can relate to what he said there about, you know, feeling alone. I'm with people, but I feel so alone. I feel so abandoned. And sort of sadness there. But what was I thinking in my head? Thinking of something concerning this movie. The part when he goes up to the kid at his games and he's talking to the kid, it's like kind of creepy. The creepiness, like, yeah, this is actually kind of creepy. It's like pedo vibes. Like, this is what's. But, you know, but the way he talks to him, it seems like it's a grandfather. Like, the coach doesn't know that unannounced. It looks like, you know, perhaps that could be his grandpa. Who knows? He goes by Uncle Si. He has this fantasy that he's Uncle Si. And that the kid is his nephew. And then I guess he's related to the woman. Because I think he probably has more fondness for her than the father. Then we find out the father's cheating. He's a cheater, and so he definitely has no fondness for this guy. And then he does on this crazy. He basically loses his shit. He goes on a crazy rant because he loses his job, and he lived vicariously through these people's photos, particularly his family, and that's how he was living through them. But it's kind of living through them in private, and then later in the film, after the fact, what do you call when shit hits the fan? Everything comes full circle into light. The whole ordeal, his kind of creepiness. It's a little creepy. It's a creepiness that when maybe it's common, probably it's not unheard of, especially with social media now. People can live vicariously through other people on social media. So is it a little unsettling, creepy? I guess when I'm thinking about it, because it's pretty normal. Now I guess maybe we normalize this sort of behavior, living vicariously through people, being sort of stalking people. Which is what Si does to this family, right? He basically stalks them, essentially. And, but what was I thinking in my head was Si, the photo guy. What was I thinking of with this guy? I like those trucks that are like a single cabin with a little bag, like a Bronco, I guess. I don't know, I just seen one driving down the road and it looks nice. And there's one parked next to me, actually. And it's nice, a nice looking truck. It's a good looking vehicle. It's pretty high off the ground too. Pretty high off the ground type vehicle. But yeah, he takes pictures, and because the film opens up from the beginning with the cop. What's it called? Talking with Si about, you know, the whole ordeal, what they're gonna do and whatnot. And what do you call Si? What was I going to say concerning the police officer? He asks us for these photos, and And how do you call but then Sai says something about like I guess when he goes on his little tangent rant, which is it kind of, it doesn't, to me it doesn't sound like he's trying to manipulate the cop. He's kind of just lost in his thoughts in the most in that moment, and he's going on. And I don't think it's related to him. Well, maybe it is. See, that's what someone else's analysis would maybe say. I think it's related to him. He's talking about his own fears. But when he goes on his little rampage thing that he does, Sai, the cop, I think, sort of takes a little pity on him. Like, oh, you want to see the photos? Here you go. Here's the fucking photo. I guess they're not important for the evidence. Supposedly he did take photos of this couple doing sexual acts and whatnot. Maybe he didn't, actually. And when we see the photos that he developed, or he got sent to develop, because we see the photo, and they're like photos of objects, subliminal spaces type photos, vibes. Like, they're not photos with scandalous weight, you know. They're just sort of a candid shot, like a shot of because it's like a hotel room. It looks like inside of a space, so it's like a shot of a lamp, corner of a wall, a mirror reflecting the background of a chair, that something, you know, which makes me think in that moment when he went into their room, the other couple, the father and his cheating spouse, and he's what do you call, makes me think that when he went in there, makes me think when he went in there, that he was scaring them. Oh, I'm taking pictures and whatnot of you, nasty. And because I don't think well, actually, he might have recognized it was him. Actually, now I think about it, he might have recognized it was him. I was gonna say, if he ever met the father, then it'll be really random. But if he recognized it was Sai, then it's like, okay, then that was just kind of creepy. But yeah, I guess he never took the photos of them in there, but he wanted to humiliate him because he felt bad. Oh, cheating on the wife, and that's not good. He mentioned, because he wants a family, right? He wants to have that connection, that longing. And it's like, wow, here's this person that has it, and they're throwing it away. That's also very common in life, is if you got something good and you don't take care of it, you don't appreciate it. But what was I thinking of in my head with this movie? I liked it. 1 hour photo movie review. It's good. I liked it.